Okay, going in. Namaste to the white hats. Um, this is continuing the fight against the secret society. I lived in the machine. I was born in the machine. Thus my fight. Thus my dog in the fight. I'm their secret project. I'm their project. And as I'm filming or making a YouTube, they're watching me live. Uh, they're the ones who are part of the assassination attempt of President Trump. They're the ones who want him out. Uh, so I continue to fight. Just want to say this real quick to the black hats. This is from Divine. Uh, you don't know what you're losing as a secret society member, as a black hat wearer, right? Um, God Almighty, the Creator, has given you countless gifts. You just don't know. As a bad person who may see the light later on, once you lose these gifts, they're gone. They're they're precious gifts, great gifts, so unimaginably giant in your life. But as a black hat wearer, you lose these gifts, and some of them are almost impossible to get back. Um, and some of them you're not getting back. And you, as a black hat wearer, probably trying to be like, "Ha, I don't care. I'm evil." But you're going to come to your common sense and you're going to realize what you lost. That's from Divine. Once you lose it. Okay, so the candy company, the 15-year-old girl. Uh, I'm exhausted, so I'm just making a quick video. I'm exhausted. They sleep deprived me. They attack me 24/7, year after year after year. It's exhausting. Tonight was no different. Last night was no different. So I just got to be quick about this. The candy company, 15-year-old girl. So human resource at their company. Okay, so this is how they set me up. So they when that because I'm in that time I was uh, chemically lobotomized. I was drugged with that slave drug. I call it the slave drug because they enslave you in public and nobody even knows it. We're going here. Okay. We're gonna pay for this. Okay. Okay. Give me some money. Okay. That's what I was my entire life. I was drugged, droned, and hypnotized. Yeah. So the way they set me up was I was working one night at the candy company, and then they said, "Hey, take this girl home." I said, "Okay, I take her home." So we got to the car, and then she jumped on me, and I was like, "Okay," not like beat me up, but like getting busy with me. I'm like, "Okay, I guess this is what we're doing." Uh, and at the time, I had a girlfriend, but I was drugged up horrendously, and drugs. Somebody in that company, somebody in the secret society was appointed to just drug me up almost day after day, definitely weekends after weekends. He was like a keeper, I guess you'll say, or I don't know what they call him. I'm not remembering. And his name rhymes with Byron, Puerto Rican guy. Yeah, I'm gonna expose to everyone. But for now, this is what you get. But Chicago's gonna be ground zero. Mark my words. I got a fishing line out there. A successful fisherman is a patient fisherman. It is the patient fisherman who brings home the prize. I'm waiting, biding my time. So this girl, I was told that she was 21 or something like that, and then um, because I was in management, they were in management, human resource was in management. So they all were convincing me and hooking me up and constantly talking me into doing things with her, being with her, and just taking her out. And I was like, oh, okay, okay. And I'm not kidding, even human resource. And the way I found out she was 15 is like this. Uh, so one day I was on my forklift. I don't remember if at the time I was a manager or I was just a forklift operator. One of the two. Either way, I was working at the candy company. And I almost said her name. So the human resource girl comes up to me. She says, "Hey, she's not 21." I'm like, "Oh, okay, so what? How old is she?" And she's like, she's 20." And I was like, "Okay, so what?" She's like, "Nah." She's like 19. I'm like, "Okay, so." Um, so they would talk me to keep seeing her, keep seeing her, keep seeing her. I had no interest, no clue, but I was hypnotized. I was drugged up. So then I don't remember how much more time later, because the whole thing is like a dream, but I'm just telling you how I remember. So later on, she called me again, same way, and she was like, "Hey, she's really 17." I was like, "What, 17?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm out of here, forget it." So I dropped it, and then later on, she comes and she gets me, and she's her sister, and her sister comes and gets me, and her sister's boyfriend, uh, who has the name of California with an F. Sorry, I'm exhausted. I'm not thinking about anything. Even that thunder. So her sister and her boyfriend, who was married to his cousin, his first cousin, yeah. They're all secret society members. Keep in mind, all of them secret society members. And so she calls me over. She says, "Hey, she's 17, but she's emancipated." I was like, "Okay, well," I'm like, "Well, I still don't want anything to do with it." And she says, "No, she's emancipated. It's cool. Ask." Almost said the female human resource name again. It's gonna come out too. All of it's gonna come out, even her name. And then she says, "Ask human resource girl." And I said, "Okay, whatever. I don't care. But being drugged up and hypnotized, you do what they want you to do." So then, uh, some time goes by. I don't know how long, but some time goes by. And then her sister again, and her sister's boyfriend, who was married to his first cousin, they come up to me and they say, "Hey, she's not 17." I'm like, "Get the hell out of here. What are you talking about?" They're like, "She's 15." I was like, "Nope, I'm out of here. Nope." And at the time, I was 25, in case somebody was curious. And then they're like, "Who cares? She's emancipated. She's emancipated. Who cares?" I try to fight it. I fought everybody. But they had all of them, everybody in that company who was involved in my life was a secret society member. And they were put in charge to do certain things at certain time when they're supposed to, when they're expected to. They're even trained on it. So that was the 15-year-old girl that I was talking about. That's how they did that. They wanted to dirty me up. They wanted to make sure that I was dirty so that I never come forward in the event that I break out of this hypnosis and tell the truth against the Pentagon, against DARPA. I'm a Pentagon project, dubbed Pandora. So they wanted to make sure that I was dirty so that I wouldn't tell. That's why the 15-year-old. The 15-year-old, I remember telling me uh, that she saw a psychic and that the psychic was telling her that she was going to get punished by God for doing what she was doing. And that she asked, why aren't I going to get punished? And she said, because he doesn't know what he's doing and you do. This is a true story. She told me this, but under hypnosis, it doesn't register to you. In the company, they used to ask me, "Do you know what Pandora is? Do you know what that stands for?" They used to stand in front of me in that company. He's so hypnotized, he doesn't even know we're talking about him. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Um, so they also did that because they had to make sure that I was hypnotized, like at the hot dog stand when I was, excuse me, the restaurant. Oops. Or either way, that's gonna come out too. Like at the restaurant, I was physically abused in that restaurant. The Polish girlfriend of the Greek guy who's married, She used to physically hurt my body, and I'm not kidding. They needed to make sure I was hypnotized. I was checking for my necklace. I don't have. They needed to make sure that I was hypnotized. They used to physically hurt me and verbally berate me. Yeah, one time I was working 3 shifts. I was so tired, I was leaning, so they wouldn't let me lean against the counter. I had to stand straight behind the counter. I couldn't lean for 3 shifts. 3 shifts. Yeah. They used to make me get on the floor when we were scrubbing the floors and get under the fryers. So I scrub under the fryers. I was a kid. Yeah, they used to call me all kinds of bad names. Who cares what the names were, but there was all kinds of bad names, and they used to tell me to do bad things with my children. Yeah, yeah, that was a bad place. But they're all secret society. Everybody in the hot dog restaurant was secret society. Are secret society members. Yeah, and so going back to the candy company. So that's how they did that with the 15-year-old girl. So finally I just left the girl, and then later on I had to leave the company because they were just so just every day was something every day. And I was so drugged up out of my mind with Byron. Every weekend I had no clue about cocaine, but they taught me. I used to tell them all the time, it doesn't affect me, it doesn't affect me, I don't like it, it's not me, I like weed. I used to tell them all the time, but every time I turn around, we were buying more coke, using more coke, and finally it started affecting me. Yeah, he was in charge of that. Everybody had a certain job. Yeah. So, because they're secret society members, 4 that I remember, uh, it, uh, they're attacking 4 Spanish guys, immigrants. They were illegals, so they were in the tank. The giant is a giant chocolate tank. Cleaning the tank, and when they delivered the chocolate, it's hot. It's boiled inside those tankers, those road truck tankers. It's hot in there. So they would feed the chocolate through a tube over through the factory and into these tanks. Well, these guys, the last one that I was there, these guys, I'll just say these guys, were in the tank, and they boiled alive in those tanks. And from what I understand, it was like a setup. They said that the guys were bad, and it happened. Um, and they were secret society members. They're secret society, so they got away with it. And didn't make the news. They didn't get rid of the chocolate. The conversation was they always kept the chocolate. They just sold the chocolate to the public. Chicago, you're going to be ground zero. You're secret society members, and I'm going to expose you. What you did to my president was stupid. But what you did to that young man, that was cowardly on so many levels. You droned that young man. That young man was a human Joe. So that's why I'm talking about the company, the secret society members. They were part of the design, and anybody and everybody who got in front or in the way of this project got taken out. Period. Point blank. It made no difference. No police got involved. They were all involved anyways. They are involved in the corrupted way. Um, so are the FBI. Cash Patel is gonna have his hands full. Dan Bongino, they're gonna have their hands full. I have a record on me for the Pandora Project, for the Pentagon. You can't begin to imagine. You can't begin to imagine. Not with just the FBI, the DEA, the FBI, the Secret Service, everybody who was in government before President Trump is a corrupted member of the secret society. Most, not everybody, most, because there are some good guys out there. I'm glad to say. Um, but in those branches, you're pretty in law enforcement. Well, as soon as you join law enforcement, you're expected to join secret society. That's why you can't come forward. It was a prison planet, and everything was controlled. And if you got in the way, you got murdered. But now that President Trump is here, and the Patriot people are helping President Trump, I can come forward to expose these monsters. I can come forward to Kash Patel or Dan Bongino. I would trust no one else. I would trust no one else. Everybody's so corrupt. I try to call the FBI and tell them the story. This female FBI agent, I have her code number. She hung up the phone on me. I left my phone number, I left my name, I left my address, and she asked me what was this about, so I started telling her about it, and she hung up the phone on me. The FBI is corrupted. And there are a few guys in there and women who are in there that are good, but there's very few. I don't know how Dan Bongino is going to do it. And him, and Dan Bongino, and Kash Patel. I don't know how they're going to do it. The corruption in government, unbelievable. I even get gang stalked by fire department. Police department, makes no difference. They protect the gangbangers who gang stalk me. I get gang stalked by gangbangers in Chicago and out here. Gangbangers who are working with the police. Yeah, I get stalked by the fire department. Gang stalked. Helicopters sometimes, planes. They'll go over my house over and over and over to let me know that I'm being gang stalked. Yeah, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna continue to tell the truth till death is at my door. I'm gonna expose you. You thought that I was gonna be so dirty that I was gonna take your secrets and your sins to my grave? At least let everybody know the truth. Let them know about you and your secret society and how you destroy lives. Yep. I got more.